Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm Vishwas going to teach you about uh, chapter 10 light, reflection, and refraction. Right? So, this is chapter number 10 of our NCRT books in class 10, and this is a very important chapter. We have to go step by step in case of concepts, and it should be very clear. So, let's start with our chapter. What is light, first of all? So, light is a form of energy that enables us to see things, right? So, with the help of light, what you can do, you can able to see things. How you can able to see things? Suppose there is a ray of light which is falling on the object. Only then you can able to see. And if when that ray of light goes into your eye, that's the main reason why you are able to see. Just focus on the screen, right? If there is some light coming from that screen into your eyes, only then you can able to see that, right? So light is a form of energy that enables us to see things. Light starts from a source and bounces off objects which are perceived by our eyes, and our brain processes the signal which eventually enable us to see. Now what is the whole process? Let's understand. First of all, when you are looking on some object, that object is visible to you, right? If that object is visible to you, that means some ray of light is falling on that object, and from that object, it is coming to your eyes. Only then that object will be visible. Just imagine when you enter a dark room, you cannot able to see any of the objects. Why? Because there is no light falling on that object, due to which that object do not emitting any kind of reflected ray to your eye, and your eye cannot able to form any kind of image just because of no light. So light is a form of energy that provides sensation of vision. So sensation of vision means देखने की ताकत, right? So light is that energy that helps you to see the objects nearby, right? Some common phenomena associated with lights are image formation by mirrors, the twinkling of stars, the beautiful colors of a rainbow, bending of light by a medium, and so on. There are a number of things which are happening nearby you. Just observe those things. For example, when the ray of light is coming from a window, it is changing its medium, right? From air to glass, then glass to again air. So you can see whole of your universe is surrounded or based upon light only. How come when you see any of the object in the daytime, that object is visible to you because of light rays only, right? So just observe science every day, everywhere, and just see with the scientific eye, not with a normal human eye, right? So now you are coming scientist or growing scientist nowadays. So just focus on your studies. Go by concepts, not by rectification. So nature of light. The other topic of ours is nature of light. How a light behaves, right? Ray is basically an example, if we will consider for the ray, that is reflection. For example, if a ray of light is incident on a particular object and bounce back to your eye, then that is known as reflection. We will learn about all these things, right? Don't worry. We are going to be have a detailed study of all these concepts. So second one is wave, third one is particle. So all these things are quite important. Let's start with our first most important topic, that is reflection. What do you mean by reflection? If you will see, there are two definitions I have provided. The second one is quite easy, but I will tell you both. The instant ray of light strikes a surface and bounces back in the same medium. So here the ray of light is going to have in the same medium or going to have a same medium. For example, let's see a diagram from which you can able to understand easily. Right? Look at this diagram, first one. What happened is this is incident ray. As you can see from the torch, the ray of light is incident at the normal, and this ray is getting bounced back, right, at the same angle as that of the angle of incident. That means this theta 1 and this angle will be same. So this is known as reflected ray, right? In this case, you can observe there is no change in medium. From here, it has struck the object and then bounced back in the same medium that is there only. That is known as reflection, right? Reflection, reflection, right? When a ray of light changes its medium, as you can see, this ray of light striking the surface and changing its medium. See this, the source is kept over here, it is going here, then it is changing its medium. In this figure also you can observe the same. Air, then water. There are two mediums. The ray of light is coming from air and entering in water. That's a change of medium. This process is known as refraction. 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 Right? Now see the definitions now. The incident ray of light when strikes a surface and bounces back in the same medium at same angle, that is angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, then this process is known as reflection of light. Right? Now, bouncing of light when it strikes a polished surface like mirror, that is also known as reflection. That's a very simple example, but you cannot write this in your definition, right? So when light travels from one medium to another medium, it either gets absorbed, bounces back, passes through, or bends. So all these processes can happen when a ray of light changes its medium. So when the ray of light changes its medium, it is known as refraction. That's our other topic. The incident ray of light when it strikes a surface and changes its medium at same angle as that of the incident ray. As you can see in this figure, theta 1 is equal to theta 2. What is theta? This is not q, this is theta that you will study in your mathematics now. So the theta 1 is the angle of the incident ray with the normal. Theta 2 is the angle made by the reflected ray with the normal. These two angles will be same always. Then this process of striking the surface and changing the medium is known as refraction of light. Next topic is properties of light. I hope you are clear with all the topics that we have now just discussed, right? So, properties of light is the next topic. That's the important topic, but not according to the 10th class. But still, we have to know what kind of properties a ray of light is showing. So, electromagnetic waves so does not require any medium to travel. So, waves does not light waves does not require any medium. It can travel through vacuum. It can travel through anywhere, right? Medium is not necessary in this case. Light tends to travel in a straight line, but light travels in a straight line. There can be minor deviations, right? But all preferably the path of light is a straight line. Light has dual nature, that is wave and particle both. Now you will say, sir, why wave and particle? You have just told we have already studied it's the wave only. Light is traveling in the form of wave, but that's not true. In class 11th, you will study about that light has dual nature, that is wave and particle, that I am telling you right now. That you should be little bit knowing about what is light as you have studied the chapter in class 10. Light casts shadow. So because of light only the shadow appears. So speed of light is maximum in vacuum, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Why it's having a good speed in vacuum, why not in other objects? Because in vacuum there are no particles, right? No particles means it can go anywhere without any kind of congestion, right? Just take an example. Consider if you are driving your or riding your Activa in a crowded area, what will happen? Your speed will be slow, right? Understood? And if you are driving your Activa on a empty road, then what will happen? Then you can go at a very fast speed, but do not do that, right? So this is basically called as density. So where the density is high, that is light is traveling in a denser medium, then the speed of light will be less. And when the light is traveling in a rarer medium, then the speed of light will be more. It's very simple concept. When light falls on a surface, following may happen: reflection, refraction, or absorption, that I have already told you. Now, what are the characteristics of light? Speed of light. What is speed of light? We calculate by this formula: C is equal to lambda into mu. Lambda is, as you can see, wavelength, and mu is frequency of light. For every color of the light, the wavelength and frequency will vary, right? For every color of the light. For example, green, there is some other wavelength. For example, yellow, there is some other wavelength and frequency. It can vary along with the colors. Speed of light is a constant, which is exactly this, but we used to take approximately 10 raised to the power 8 meter per second. Right? It's to the power. Reflection of light by other media. What is medium? Medium means medium only. A medium that is polished well. That is, it is a regular surface, not irregular. It is a regular surface like your table or something like that. So it will be a regular reflection. For example, a plane mirror, but even though some light gets absorbed by the surface, still each and every object is absorbing some kind of light. Laws of reflection. The first law, very important thing, starts from here. Law of refraction states that law of reflection states that the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. It should be reflection, not refraction. By mistake, I have written angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, and angle I is equal to angle R. And the second law states that the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal all lies in the same plane at the point of incidence. What happens in this case? Try to understand this. Incident ray is falling on this object and deviated like this. So this is the angle of incidence, this with the normal, and this is the angle of reflection. What happens in this case is both angles are same, and all these three rays, as you can see, this is an incident ray, the normal, and the reflected ray. Reflected ray all lies in the same plane at the point of incidence. This point is known as point of incidence. Right? Now, just see another figure; it will be little bit more clear. Angle of incidence is this one. Angle of reflection is this one. This is normal, and this is known as the point of incidence. This is the case of a now propagation of light. Rectilinear propagation of light. Light travels. You can see in this figure. You can able to do this experiment at your home also. So light travels in a straight line between any 2 points. We have put a candle. Then we have three slits. You can have a pieces of paper and put some holes parallel to each other. Then you can able to see a beam of light, right? And do this experiment in a dark room. Fermat's theorem. This is not in your CBSE syllabus, but this can come in ICSE. The principle of least time. That means light travels always the quickest path between the 2 points. It may not be the shortest, but it will be the quickest. Right? Rectilinear propagation of light and the angle of reflection can be validated by Fermat's principle of least time. Virtual image. What is virtual image? Virtual image means just an imaginary image जो एक्चुअल में बनती नहीं है बट हमें लगता है कि वो बन रही है राइट why it happens I will teach you when we start the ray diagrams once right so real image is actual image formed by the mirror जो आपको दिखती भी है और जो एक्चुअल में होती भी है राइट like you see yourself in front of the mirror right virtual and real image what's the basic difference between both so real image form when light rays actually meet and virtual image form when light rays appears to meet देख रहे हैं आप इधर actually meet कर रही हैं दो rays but इधर appears to meet कर रही हैं हमें जबरदस्ती करना पड़ता है can be obtained on screen it can't be obtained on screen it is inverted it is erect what is inverted and erect inverted means upside down erect means same as it is so example is image formed on cinema screen and formed by concave mirror and example here is image formed by plane mirror or convex mirror Now, what is plane mirror? That's the most important thing. What is plane mirror? Any flat or polished surface that has almost no irregularities on its surface that reflects its light is called a plane mirror. That means एक ऐसा मिरर जो बिल्कुल स्ट्रेट है जिसके ऊपर कोई भी irregularity नहीं है, that is known as plane mirror. Irregularity means ups and downs. It should be a plain and polished surface, flat, not any curve. Then image formed by plane mirror. Let's see the image formation. Suppose this is a mirror. M dash is your mirror. That is basically the aperture of the mirror that we are uh, denoting. Then what does AB? This AB is always the object, and A dash B dash is always the image form of that object. Right. Now you will see that this is the mirror and object AB is standing in front of the mirror. Now what's the sign XY? This is basically called the principal axis, that I will tell you what is principal axis and everything. And this is O is the optical center or pole of the mirror, right? So what happens in this case is, suppose this is the image, this is the object, the image is formed here at the side of the mirror. How it is getting formed? The see, one ray is traveling from here to here, it strikes the mirror and went back. The other ray goes at point O and it reflects or bounces back like this. But what we are doing is we are just taking these rays at back, that is we are forming image, the image is not getting formed, right? So this is a kind of process which due to which we can able to see our image in the plane mirror, right? Don't worry, in the next video I will elaborate this topic. Characteristics of image formed by plane mirror, virtual and direct. प्लेन मिरर क्या करता है, वर्चुअल और डायरेक्ट. अब ये एक एग्जांपल है डे टू डे लाइफ से. Class 8th maybe you have already studied this. So what we are going to do is we are going to understand the figure in order to understand the concept of plane mirror, right? This is C, right? So how the image is getting formed? Just see, the rays are going like this, and it's as it is a plane mirror, rays should not go behind that. So what happens is rays get bounced back in the same medium, right? But as it's a virtual image, so what we will do, virtual means imaginary. अब रेस तो आगे जा रही है, बट हम क्या करते हैं, ये जो डॉटेड लाइन है हम इसको पीछे स्ट्रेच करते हैं बिहाइंड द मिरर, बिकॉज इमेज कभी भी मिरर से बाहर नहीं बनती, इमेज मिरर के अंदर बनती है. और वो कैसे बनती है, दैट्स द मेन रीजन बिहाइंड दिस, because these rays we are going to extend as some rays are absorbed by the mirror, I have already told you, and these rays we are going to extend at the backside of the mirror and a virtual image is formed. Each and every body part, each and every object emits large number of rays, but we are taking just two rays in order to have a better clarification of the image, right? So as you can see, the distance between the object and the image from the mirror will be same. As you are standing in front of a mirror which is at your home, if you will go nearby that mirror, you see or you observe that that particular image is also coming near to you, right? Try to do that at your home, right? So next is size of the image. So the sizes will be equal. Try to do at your home. You all are having mirrors at your home. Try to observe all these minute things. Image is formed as are behind the mirror. The object is in front of it. जितना object distance होगा mirror से उतना ही distance होगा. Laterally inverted. Laterally inverted. Now understand what do you mean by laterally inversion. It's not upside down. It's basically right and left appears to be right. Try to observe in the mirror. Now lateral inversion, the biggest and the most common example that you all have observed of lateral inversion is the right side of the object appears left and left side of the object appears to be right. Like you have seen ambulances, in front of the ambulance is written like this. So why it is written like this? Because the mirrors that you are using in your vehicles, it forms laterally inverted image of the object. So laterally inverted means it is already being laterally inverted. So it will be showing you ambulance written correctly in your rear view mirrors that is there in your vehicle. Now characteristics of the images. Image can real or virtual, direct or inverted, magnified or diminished. Real or virtual you have already understood, and direct and inverted might be you have understood. Direct means same to same, right appears to be right and left appears to be left. But in case of inverted, right appears to be left and left appears to be right. Now magnified and diminished means magnified means bada, diminished means it should be small. A real image is formed by the actual convergence of the light rays. Real image के केस में actually light rays meet करती हैं that we have seen in the figure, and in case of virtual image no light rays meet. It appears to meet. If an image formed is upside down, then it is called inverted, or else it is called an erect image. I have already explained you about this. Principle of reversibility of light. What do you mean by this? If the direction of a ray of light is reversed due to the reflection of a surface, then it will trace its path. See this? This image is this instant ray is going like this and is getting bounced back. And the same appears to be here. So this instant ray is going at point O. After point O, it is going at point B. Then from point B, it is reflected back at the same angle, right? Due to the reversibility of light. This is called the principle of reversibility. Don't worry, this is not in your syllabus. This is from the ICSC board. Spherical mirrors. That's the most important topic. Most important. A hollow sphere, the smooth surface and polished inside surface and an outer surface with a coating of mercury so that no light can come out. Then if we will cut it out, we get a curved mirror which is known as spherical mirror. Its definition is quite complicated. Let's make it an easy definition. What happens in this is, let's see, suppose this is a sphere, right? This is a sphere. So in this sphere, what happens is, if we will cut the sphere like this, if we are going to cut the sphere like this, what will happen? It is going to form two images or two lenses, two kind of shapes it will be formed. The first shape you can able to see will be like this, and the other shape that you can able to see will be like something like this. Just try to observe this now. One shape will be like this, the other shape will be like this. So what will happen in this case is there are two types of mirrors getting formed over here. These are the rays, right? The object is kept at infinity, quite far away, and in this way the rays are coming from the object. These are basically two kinds of mirror that is formed. First one is concave and the second one is convex. Okay, so we will continue with the spherical mirror in the next video. So stay safe, stay at home, study whatever we have taught you today. You have to see this video twice or thrice just because this chapter is quite complicated. Don't worry, if you will see it twice or thrice, then you will able to understand the concepts very quickly and in a good way. Thank you. Have a nice day. Subscribe to the channel in order to get updates. Thank you.